helped a lot.
All right, so I'm here today with Jen. Jen is a mother of 7, and she's got a little 3-month-old with her. So you're 3 months post last baby. And Jen, are you finished, or you still think you want more babies?
I think we're done.
We're finished.
I
Okay.
think we're done. 7 is a good number, and I'm gonna need a bus soon.
Okay, so Jen, yeah, you've done a lot as a pregnant woman and birthing. You've kind of done everything you can do, pretty much. It sounds like.
Yeah, I've done.
Can you give us a little bit
birth.
of background on your? I know you've had some Vbacs, hospital births, home births. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I had my first 2 kids were C-section, and then it'd be my third one. I said, no, let's try for a regular birth, and it was successful. So we had successful Vbac, and then I had 2 more C-sections, and then my last C-section was a bit traumatic for me, and that's when I said, "Leave your sister alone." Then I said that was it. It was my last C-section. It was just a really, really awful experience. So I decided to look into home birth and regular birth, and because no doctors really wanted to accommodate having VBAC after 4 C-sections, even with the prior successful VBAC. So I found Michelle and Dr. Sabal. So she is wonderful. And she knew how dedicated I was to doing it, and that I would pretty much do anything to get to have a regular birth. And so that worked out really good.
Wow.
So we had a home birth actually at my husband's shop, the Antique Freak shop in Wailuku, which was nice. And it was only like 15 hours of labor with him, so which was nice. We have a fussy baby. Hold on. If I stand up with her. Come here. Motherhood never ends.
No, motherhood's always on.
But
oh,
yeah,
that works.
Sorry.
So just curious, the Vbacs or the C-sections, were those planned C-sections, those 4 you had?
Well, the first one was kind of like a failed induction. I had, of course, she's going to be fussy right now. I had 2 due dates with my first baby. They weren't really sure, apparently, and Maui's a little funny with technology. It's not as up to date. And they ended up inducing me, and it was a failed induction. So that's how that went. And then it was a C-section, and Maui doesn't do regular births after a C-section.
Okay.
So it was an automatic C-section, basically. And
wow.
I didn't know any better that you have options. So that's how that one. Here's a plan. I mean, I was very ill with him too. My second son, it was basically throwing up all the time. The hyperemesis gradium thing that some women get. And then with Rowan, my third, I decided to look into it more, and I said, no, I'm not having another C-section. And then I had to fly to another island just to have that happen, because they don't accommodate that here. And I had an induction there, and it was an induced VBAC that worked out. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so it was 30 hours of labor, but it worked out well.
Wow.
Okay, bus pot. And let's see, and then my fourth, we just couldn't afford, honestly, to do another VBAC in Oahu, so it was just too much money.
Gotcha.
Because you have to kind of wait around to go into labor. It was just, we have one hospital here, and they just, were so adamant about not happening.
Wow.
So then he was a C-section. Then my fifth was another C-section because I had hypertension. And it was not manageable. So that's why he came out that way. And the C-section just went horribly wrong because the anesthesiologist didn't numb me correctly. So I felt my C-section. So that's how that went. So that led me to making sure the next baby was going to be a regular birth.
Yeah.
So then I did some digging and found Michelle and changed my lifestyle and diet, and you know, then we had a home birth with Marley.
Uh-huh.
And then you know, the doctors weren't really thrilled with me, but you know, it worked out great. I didn't have any issues, thankfully, to the supplement too, because I had some iron issues.
Uh-huh.
So the blood vitality was pretty much what I lived off of, because I'm a vegan.
Wow.
And you know, that's
So
I
that
always
made a big
wanted
difference
to.
for you, the blood vitality did?
Oh, it made a huge difference. I had weekly blood work done, or every 2 weeks it came down to be, and it significantly improved
Oh,
the hematocrit and all the levels, hemoglobin, all that.
cool.
So I know for sure it was that did
Yeah,
it. So it kind of helped me out big time.
that's
And
cool.
I continued to take it postpartum for both pregnancies,
Mm.
both babies. So it was really, really awesome.
So the last
And
two pregnancies, you used the blood vitality then?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that really, really helped to bring up my ferritin levels as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And so did you do you know if you were anemic in previous pregnancies?
I wasn't.
You weren't, okay.
Yeah, it's just happened to be the last two. I
Mm.
don't know if it was my diet or what, but
Yeah.
you know, just happened to be on the anemic side towards the middle of my pregnancies. I always seem to get anemic.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically that helped out tremendously.
And so when you said you made some lifestyle adjustments, is
Mhm.
that like kind of change up your diet,
Yeah,
physical
I
activity
basically
routine?
switched to being an alkaline vegan.
Uh-huh.
So you know, I did that for I've been doing that now for a little while. I have dipped into fish here and there just to make sure that the collagen was good enough, you know, for the next home birth, you
Mm.
know, because with previous C-sections and stuff like that, you want to make sure collagen is good for the scar and tissues and all that. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, safety was more important to me than breaking the diet, you know. So, and
Yeah.
plus the iron too. The both things were super important.
What kind of encouragement do you have for other women out there, other moms out there who say they've had C-sections or maybe had hospital births, you know,
Mhm.
their experiences weren't what they wanted them to be. Maybe they want the most natural route possible while staying safe, doing it safely.
Right.
Any kind of encouragement you have for them?
Really do your research. Don't be frightened, you know, to do your own research and to trust your bodies, you know, like our bodies are made to do this, you know,
Mm.
like, and we often, you know, just trust what the doctor says, and, you know, and then we just go through with it. And that's the mistake I've made a few times, thinking that they knew what was best for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't. So I started doing my own research, my own digging. Statistically speaking, you know, your chances of bleeding out were so much worse than a uterine rupture. With a
Mm.
C-section, having 4 C-sections, there's 22.5% risk of, you know, bleeding from a C-section,
Yeah.
whereas the hemorrhage, excuse me, the 3 over the 22. So
Can
it's a
you,
very low
sorry,
risk.
Jen, can you say that one more time, that last part?
Oh, the
Just to kind of
uterine
cut out.
rupture percentage? Well, the difference statistically was with 4 C-sections. I mean, obviously with less C-sections, it would be a little less risk each time.
Yeah.
But with 4, it would be like a 22.5% risk to hemorrhage from a C-section. Plus, there's a ton more complications like accreta and, you know, like bladder lacerations, all those things really go up with each one. And then the whole gripe about having a vaginal birth would be uterine rupture. That's what most doctors try to scare patients into saying. And they try and tell them by, oh, let's check the ultrasound, we'll check your scar, and we'll see how thick the lining is. And really, those aren't even accurate because the ultrasounds aren't that accurate. And uterine eruption rate is like 1.3% for someone with 4 C-sections.
Wow. Wow.
So it's really low.
Yeah, it's good. It's good
And
information right there.
it is, and it's really also diet's so important too, taking care of your body while you're going through pregnancy. So it's not eating a bunch of processed foods, and just because you're feeding for two means we should, gobble down the food, It's really what you're going to put in is what's going to count, So exercise and yoga and stretching the body, just really nurturing the self to be able to do it. And spinning babies, my Gail Tully, she was great. I basically did that throughout the end of my pregnancy to help everything align, chiropractic care, you name it, I did it to make sure that my births were going to be successful.
Man, way to go. That's awesome. That's super cool. So do you talk to other mothers about this? Do you have any kind of platform that you work with?
I do talk to a lot of the moms. There's a Vbac support group on Facebook, actually, where there's a lot of moms who share, their stories, and I've shared my stories a lot with all these women, and it's very encouraging, inspiring to them, and it's wonderful. So it's nice to read their stories as well and see what they did and how things went for them. So
super cool. So I was just curious, you had mentioned blood vitality. I'm so glad you were able to use it and it helped you out. So other than your iron levels changing, your hemoglobin, hematocrit changing, and going up, that kind of thing, ferritin going up, did you actually experience symptomatically benefit?
Yeah, I had more energy. The less fatigue thing was definitely it.
Gotcha.
The major, my nails were going back better. No hair loss or anything like that. So it definitely helped with, all those things. And so far, so good. No hair loss right now.
That's great. So that's really, really great. Okay, Jen, so is there anything that you just want to say, man, this is what I want to tell every single mom out there, or even dad, to get on board with the mom? Anything that you would really want that we can put out there to everyone?
Well, just to trust yourself, trust your body, do your own research, and, do what you really want to do, and this is your instincts on this, they play a huge role, and demand those blood tests and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and don't just smooth it over because someone says it's okay, So
that's
basically
great.
having that trust for yourself and believing in yourself.
Yeah. And so is there a place where other moms or moms to be could connect with you?
With me? Yeah, there's a Vbac support group on Facebook.
Okay.
Called Vbac support, VBAC support.
Okay.
So I'm in that group.
Cool.
So sometimes I have other women message me and stuff that want me to share my stories and stuff like that with them. So but yeah. They can reach me on there or on Facebook,
Great. All right, Jen. Man, thank you so much. You got 7 kiddos. How old's your oldest child?
My oldest is 14.
14. So 14 down to 3 months.
Yeah, 14 and 3 months.
Yeah.
A little bit of an age gap, but
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you so much coming on here. I know it's a big deal when your mom is 7.
No problem. Happy to help.